Hi guys, Zach here, welcome back to Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 4v4 match on the map Potholes. I'm starting in the middle position, playing as the Allies. So in this game, it's actually a map like Potholes. It's a custom map, but it's been remade a little bit just so that all the positions contain a little bit more ore than they would usually. And right now what I'm going to be doing is just getting my infantry out, getting sight of that first ore patch, which you can, if you're familiar with this map, you'll notice it's a little bit bigger than the ore patch you'd normally get. And it's the same for that above my base. So a little bit more ore in this map than normally, and you can see Cyan already guarding that top spot there, so I'm not going to be able to get through with infantry, because it's quite hard when you've got like 5 infantry down there. I don't have to worry about to the left of my base that much, because to the left of my base I've got 2 teammates and they'll be sort of like defending the left side of the map. And just having a bit of a look around, I've got my first war factory. Now because this is an ore only map, I do need to focus a bit more on economy, so I'm going to be getting my second ore refinery out before I start my second war factory. I'm also going to be building 2 ore trucks, and that'll just set my economy quite well. Sometimes what you'd want to do, it depends on how aggressive you think the player above you is going to be, because sometimes you might want to build just like 1 ore truck and then start getting out tanks straight away after that, but I don't think the person I'm playing against is going to be too aggressive, so it's just giving me that bit more freedom just to go for a more greedy approach and get a really good economy up before I start producing tanks. And once I get those tanks, you can see Cyan's actually gone for quite a few infantry. There's 15 infantry there. So once I get tanks out, they'll be able to squash a lot of those infantry. I'm just having a bit of a look there. I think my tank was getting a bit stuck there. Of course, as I've said many times, this game does have really bad tracking, and you can see now I'm just expanding to the left of my base because there's some quite big portions of the map there, and now I'm going to try and get the squash on some of these infantry. Let's see how many I can get out. So that's 15 down so far, 20. So that's 20 infantry taken out with 1 medium tank, and I've still got it on half HP, so that's obviously a very good trade, because infantry do cost quite a little bit, and now I can go up on the attack. We can see there's 1 heavy tank there, but I've got 3 medium tanks coming up, which is going to overpower that single heavy tank quite easily. Just having a look on the right side of the map, we see purple and red having a little bit of a fight, and there's some yellow infantry there, so that's another 9 infantry down from my medium tanks. And now we're getting ready to go on for a fight. I'm just going to place my ore refinery there, and I'm going to build another ore truck, because what I'm working towards is, and you can see the Cyan yellow has got Migs, and yeah, I've just managed to save my construction yard there. That's going to be a bit of a problem. I'm going to try and build some rocket troopers, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the attack straight away. Yeah, and we can see if I can get those rocket troopers out quickly enough and in position, hopefully, they'll be able to provide a little bit of defense. And I'm going to have to make sure, I'm going to build a service depot as well. We weren't expecting that from early on. And oh, unfortunately, he has got my MCV in the end. So what we're going to need to do is go for those Cyan tanks, because you can see those Cyan tanks are coming down from that bridge. So now it's just like a race against time. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go on a full attack and try and do as much damage before yellow takes out my base. So we'll have to see if yeah, what we can do here. So yeah, you can see those Cyan tanks going down quite quickly. We've got like definitely the better tank numbers here, and I think we'll be able to get Cyan out of the game, and then we'll try and go and attack other players. So yeah, it's going to, those heavy tanks are about down, and yeah, you can see those war factories now. There's not much Cyan can do. His tanks are down, and we can see we're getting his production buildings. So that's 2 war factories down. I think that'll be the only war factories he has. And now that Tesla coil's going down, and also that barracks is going to go down as well. And now we'll take out the construction yard, and that'll be practically Cyan out of the game because he won't be able to do much else with any of his buildings. And you can see those Migs coming back to me. Because they'll just be taking out our base probably as much as possible. You can see Pink's there because I think he saw the Migs while in my base. Because you can see he's just taking out the buildings systematically. So now what we're going to go is we're going to go for Red's base. And we can see that Red, there's been a bit of battle around there, but we can see that Red doesn't have much else there. So I think his tanks must be out, so he must be fighting another player. So what we'll do is we'll try and take out Red's buildings. Take out his production so he can't produce any more tanks, and take them to whatever battle he's having. Let's have a look here. And we can see a massive swarm of red tanks lower in the map. So what we're going to do is take out all his production buildings so he can't fight anymore. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take out all the other buildings, because if we take out all his structures, what will happen is he will lose all his units on the field. So we're going to try and do that next. And you can see it's just like sort of like a race just to help my allies, because they'll obviously need to win that battle down south. Just having a little bit of look at where I am at the moment. You can see Pink's in my base. Hopefully he'll provide some defences, maybe from the air units, I don't know. But you can see those buildings going down. And is this the last structure of Red? We don't know. And unfortunately it's not. So we're going to have a look at what happened with Red and Purple. Now this was a bit earlier on before I attacked, and you can see Purple's going into the base, and we can see Red actually had another MCV going north. So that's why he wasn't destroyed when we destroyed the buildings. And you can see Purple going for the dive on the construction yard, and that construction yard has gone down. But Purple's lost a lot of tanks there. We'll have to see if he's able to get anything else. He is going for that war factory, but it does look like that Red has a lot of tanks available. And you can see he's used an engineer to repair that war factory. And yeah, those tanks are going down. Just having a little bit of look down south. Yeah, unfortunately he did get Purple's construction yard. But now Red is pushing south. He's taken out Purple. He's taken out most of Purple's tanks, and there's no way that Purple can defend right now. So now Red's going south of the map, and you can see he's got a massive advantage. So yeah, Purple won't be able to defend now. You can see those are the yellow tanks going back to my base there. Purple's got a few light tanks there, but that's not going to be able to stop the horde of red tanks going down the map. And I think this was just before the point at where I would be going into Red's base, because we did see his tanks down here, and you can see Purple trying to funnel tanks through, but there's just too many red tanks there, and we'll have to see how much damage Red's able to do. He's going into Purple's base from the left, and yeah, in these situations I thought Yellow was actually going for my base, but he's actually gone for other people's bases. Yeah, I thought he was going to just take out all my buildings, and that's probably a little bit of a mistake from Yellow, because unless Pink I think was in my base, so he might be defending with air defences, I don't know. But now you can see that Red is going for Purple's base, and unfortunately he has took out both war factories, and this looks like that yeah, it looks like that Purple is literally out of the game, really, because he's going to take out the tanks, and Purple's not going to be able to replace those tanks. But you can see that Pink is on the defence, and Red's going to get no further. So now we're going to go back to my game view. This was just after I'd taken out all of Red's base, well, what I thought was all of Red's base, but there was obviously an MCV that was further up the map. And now I'm going for attack on Yellow, and you can see he's got Tesla defending his base with a bunch of heavy tanks in front, so this will be very hard to break through, but he has spent a lot on Migs, so he won't have had as much to spend on defence. And now we're trying to bulldoze our way through these heavy tanks, and once we get through the heavy tanks, we're going to be able to get to those Tesla, and those Tesla don't have that much HP. So we'll take out those Tesla now, and you can see them going down quite easily once we got rid of those heavy tanks. And now we're in Yellow's base, and we're going to be able to try and take out those Migs. And you can see there's Red's MCV. He does have some more buildings in this base now. And what I'm going to do, just take out some of those Migs so they can't do any more damage. And take out his construction yard as well. So you can see some of those Migs flying back. A lot of them on low HP. But we've taken out a lot of them now. So they shouldn't be able to destroy any more buildings. Most of them are done for. And yeah, the thing is... he was far in the back, like quite far in the back of the base. But the thing is, it costs so much to build like Migs that you don't have anything to spend on other resources. And then what happens is you have like I guess almost a 4v3 match at the front. And yeah, even though you do a bit of damage to buildings, it's just not quick enough. It costs too much to build Migs in this game. And they don't do as much damage. I know he was just having a little bit of fun. If it would have been a serious tournament match, he wouldn't have tried that. But that's what happens if you have Migs. Sometimes it might work if your team's a lot stronger than the other team. So if you had unbalanced teams, it would. But at the end of the day, unfortunately, Migs don't really pay off. And you can see he just didn't have enough tanks. Even with the bottleneck, with the Tesla and the heavy tanks, I was still able to break through. And now taking out Red's buildings, and you can see that Red is now set. Well, he's got an MCV. I think he's hit it a bit, but he's sold up now, and it's only a matter of time before we destroy the other team. You can see now Cyan's tapped out of the game. He was in the middle of the map. I'd destroyed most of his base early on, and we can see that Yellow is about to get destroyed and eliminated from this match. And I think I saw Red take his MCV. You can see the rest of the map. I know that Pink's in a good position. We can see Orange is there as well. And Red's just sold up. And he's out of the game. And now it's just Rambo, who we didn't see much of in this game. And he's out as well. So that is good game. So a bit of mid action there. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.